So Big Mom is coming back, and if you guys watched my Kaido return video, you would know that it makes a lot more sense for Big Mom to return than Kaido. Now, of course, the last thing we know about Big Mom is she fell into that hole just like Kaido, but I feel like now I've always believed if Big Mom looked like King Albert that we just saw, the Lunarian, or Yamato, or even her own son Katakuri, people respect her more because honestly looks matter in the One Piece community. And I think Oda did it on purpose. Now you're probably thinking Oda did it on purpose. Oda made Big Mom look like that on purpose. Of course, he designed the character. But no, I mean Oda is known for his designs like Edward Weevil and characters that were just like, what is going on? But honestly, I think he's doing that because Big Mom in her prime looked very attractive. And I feel like Oda was doing a social experiment in his own manga. And that's why I can't wait for the Rock's flashback when people switch up and change their entire characterization of Big Mom, because honestly, there's gonna be way more fans after the Rock's flashback. I'm guaranteeing it in this video. Come back to this video if you want to see what happens in the future, because honestly, I'm trying to prove a point. Now, there is some fans who have justification to not like Big Mom as a character. They don't like that a Yonko of that stature takes a lot of L's. Like when Chopper in his guard point was able to block a punch from Big Mom, or Nami was able to land an attack with Zeus. But you have to understand, like, the Chopper's guard point is his defensive point. Nami, Zeus, that she's using Big Mom's own homie against her. And then of course Brook is like literally the counter. His Devil Fruit is the counter to Big Mom's Devil Fruit ability. So of course he's gonna be able to cut Big Mom's homies. Then of course this one is a little bit hard to explain, but you have to understand Jinbei knocking her off the Sunny. First of all, Jinbei is a strong arm and hockey user, a strong karate martial artist. And one thing I want to say is Big Mom, we've seen Jinbei clash with Akainu, the current fleet admiral. Like, we've seen Jinbei now pretty much has a billion-plus berry bounty. He's a top Yonko commander. People gotta put some respect on Jinbei's name. I'm not saying that Jinbei is like should be able to go up against Big Mom. No. But Jinbei should be able to at least do one attack. And honestly didn't do much to a nerfed Big Mom, so I'm gonna give her some benefit of the doubt. Now I do want to say this, Luffy coming into Whole Cake Island, taking out two of her commanders and leaving off with her homie, her ability Zeus, and a road poneglyph is probably the biggest L if we're being completely honest. Or even King knocking her off the waterfall and her entire ship and her crew and her falling off the waterfall. Now I do want to say this, there wasn't lasting damage of King doing that. Like the Big Mom pirates ran up the waterfall again and Marco had to deal with them, and of course Big Mom just lost her memories, but then of course she got it back and she teamed up with an alliance with Kaido. But of course then people bring up Frankie on his motorcycle driving over Big Mom. Like, this is a Yonko and Frankie talking shit after too. Or of course the worst generation teaming up, kicking her off the rooftop. But then I gotta say this, I remember her calling Kaido with no fear. Like, the Marines are listening to their conversation and she has no fear when she's telling Kaido, I'm gonna pull up. It's like either the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. And Kaido was like, yo, if you pull up, I'm gonna kill you. And she still pulled up. Big Mom still pulled up. You have to respect that. Not a lot of characters do that. A lot of people get flack to Shanks for not ever dealing with any of the Yonkos until after, of course, Wano, where he's now trying to go after the One Piece. People are like, oh, why didn't he do that when Big Mom and Kaido were there? Honestly, I think it's kind of a weak argument to go against Shanks, but it does, you got to give some respect to Big Mom for pulling up to Wano. Of course Shanks did stop Kaido from going to Marineford, so that's why I think it's a weak argument. But honestly, I think we're not talking about Shanks' video, we're talking about Big Mom's return, and you gotta put some respect on the Big Mama's name. Now I do want to say this, her pulling up was cool, her destroying Queen. Like, honestly, seeing the fear in Queen's face when Big Mom regained her memories and recognized him was just something that I have never, like, I've seen it, but it's like, it's just crazy to see a guy worth a billion plus berries is just in shock and awe to Big Mom regaining her conscious state. Now I do want to say this, seeing situations of her fighting Kaido all night, like, and Kaido of course teaming up with her, or her low diffing Marco and pretty much saying, I don't want to waste my time, yo, like fighting you, and like I got some bigger problems to deal with. Of course that was pretty cool. Her rushing to the rooftop and seeing all the characters right below the rooftops in fear that she's gonna stay there, but she's like, no, I'm not dealing with you guys, don't worry, I'm going straight to the rooftop where all the action is, where Kaido is. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, of course, her zapping all the worst generation like she was a Enel herself from Skypiea, or her surviving two awakened beings, two awakened characters going at it versus her and Useless Kid and Law. They pretty much threw their best at Big Mom. These are two guys who were 3 billion berry bounties, threw their best at Big Mom, and she still was alive after all that. It took an explosion to actually take her out, and we saw the reaction from Luffy. Luffy was like, wow, they actually did it, and Kaido was crying like, they actually did it, they actually took down Big Mom. Like, that's how much Kaido respects Big Mom as a character. Like, honestly, I do want to say this, she was his mentor, and we saw that in the flash, like the mini flashback, and she gave him his Delphoid ability that made, like, that turned him into the strongest creature alive, if we're being completely honest. So today, stay to the end of the video, and I'm going to explain why Charlotte Linlin is coming back to the story. It makes more sense for Big Mom to come back than Kaido, so if you enjoy the Kaido video, you have to stay to the end of this one, because there's going to be more juicy stuff in this video. Now, if you don't remember, when Big Mom is about to be defeated by Useless Kid and Law, the damned punk, she told Kid and Law, you think this is over, and as she's remembering and recalling Roger and what he did, and I'm just curious if the answers were in Wano, and why did Roger start the Great Pirate Era, which I have a video on that coming soon, so turn notification. And pretty much we see situations like, you gotta understand, Goldie Roger in his prime snuck into Big Mom's territory and stole a road poneglyph. He respected Big Mom's power in her prime, and she was a legend during the Rocks era, in the Roger era, and now the Luffy era. 3 different eras. I'm gonna be completely honest here, you gotta put some respect on Big Mom's name. She still hasn't lost to a character. Like, yeah, she lost to Kid and Law, but let's be honest here, it was very iffy. Like a actual clear-cut loss, we still haven't seen it from Big Mom. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I believe Big Mom's coming back is not just because Kid and Law, how she said she's gonna go after them and she's not done, and she pretty much said, I'm coming back. It's because she has homies like Napoleon, she has homies like Hera, and she has homies like Prometheus. Like, these characters, honestly, I think she can also even create last minute some new homies. She can create some new homies while she's falling into that hole, from the lava, from the volcano to the rocks, something to save her and get her out of there. Now, I do feel like that is definitely a reach, and if Oda does that, that means he definitely has big things for Big Mom. But I'm gonna keep it real with you, I do think Oda has big things for the character known as Big Mom. And also, another major reason why Big Mom is gonna come back is because her crew. She still has a crew, unlike Kaido. Kaido's crew all got locked up and packed out by Green Bull, but Big Mom still has a crew. Of course, you have to understand, she has Smoothie, who was untouched the entire Wano arc, leading the ship, a sweet commander, the second strongest after Katakuri when it comes to her commanders. Smoothie, who hasn't done a thing, and we know they were actually going up against Cyberpole. They were fighting Cyberpole, and I think Cyberpole's ship went missing, so the Big Mom pirates have characters like Smoothie still good. Katakuri is in Whole Cake Island. Oven is in Whole Cake Island. Of course, Cracker did get packed out by Aokiji. That did happen. We're not going to deny that. But we still have Daifuku still up there in strength and power. Snack is still good. Of course, Perospero got packed out by the Sulon and Momoshi. But Big Mom still has a crew intact and a lot of prominent fighters. And I don't think they're going to go down this easy, honestly. Either Katakuri takes over as a captain, which they were pretty much foreshadowing when Big Mom was actually lost, or honestly, Big Mom, her crew saves Big Mom and they head towards, you know, the island you see in the thumbnail, Elbaf. Now, another major reason why I think Big Mom's coming back is Pudding. Pudding is a monumental character because she even got mentioned during Wano when Kaido's like, don't you have that 3-eye race kid that can read the poneglyphs? Why do you care about Nico Robin? And then now we see Pudding is kidnapped by none other than Blackbeard, the Yonko, Marshall D. Teach, the guy, the historian. So it's not surprising that Blackbeard knows about the 3-eyed race and how they can read the poneglyphs, and that's going to be his way to get to Laughdale. And honestly, Pudding even said she was confident when the Blackbeard pirates were making fun of her. She's like, no, I'm confident. Like, Big Mom's gonna get you guys. She's gonna get you guys good. So we can even see a story arc of Big Mom going at it with Blackbeard. Now, that's a reach, honestly, but I think Big Mom's gonna go crazy when she finds out Pudding has been kidnapped. Like, it's just one L after another. She's gonna have to snap and go rage out. Now, a major reason why Big Mom has to come back, because the other reasons are just, I think, reasons why she's gonna come back. This is a major reason why Big Mom has to come back, because Big Mom needs to know the truth of Mother Caramel. She needs to know what happened, what actually happened. You ate Mother Caramel and all your friends as a kid. They did not disappear. That picture of Mother Caramel, there's a reason why she's a picture and not a real life human, because you ate her and you stole her devil ability. The giants saw it. Remember when the giants saw it and ran and told all of Elbaf? Elbaf loved Mother Caramel. They treated her as like pretty much, I'll be honest with you, as a saint. So Mother Teresa like. So honestly, I think that Big Mom is gonna learn the truth once, and the only way she can learn the truth is by going to Elbaf. I also have to mention Fishman Island, Luffy. The first Yonko to be pretty much be going at it with Luffy was Big Mom. Luffy was talking shit. I'm gonna beat your ass all over the New World. Now, I gotta keep it honest. Luffy, you haven't beat her ass all over the New World. You promised you would do it and you haven't done it. There's still hope, of course, after the arc of Egghead Island because of Elbaf. But right now, let's be honest here. The beginning of post-time skip, during Fishman Island, Luffy said he's gonna whoop Big Mom's ass all over the New World. He went to Whole Cake Island and he still hasn't done it. But what gives me hope of Luffy actually doing it is Big Mom versus Gear 5th has been foreshadowed all the way from Whole Cake Island and the rooftop. Like, I'll be honest, Luffy hasn't damaged her once, if we're being completely honest. Like, honestly, but you have to understand, Mother Caramel, when she was in the flashback of Elbaf and taming all the fire, they thought it was the sun god Nika. They thought it was the sun god Nika, but it was Mother Caramel using Prometheus, or a sun-like homie. That is, honestly, in my personal opinion, makes a lot of sense if the fake Sun God Nika, and Big Mom using the sun power, if Big Mom was able to use a sun homie like Mother Caramel, and if they think that's the Sun God Nika, and then she has to go up against the real Sun God Nika and Luffy and his Gear 5th Gomu Gomu no Mi, aka the Nika no Mi, I think that could be a really good plotline for the story. Honestly, I think it's been foreshadowed. Luffy went up against in Gear 4th, and Big Mom tamed Gear 4th relatively easy. So I think we have to see Gear 5th versus Big Mom, another Yonko, because honestly, Rob Lucci, he wasn't doing a thing to Luffy. Luffy wasn't even trying. Now, of course, we have Saturn and Kizaru, which are going to be a bigger threat, but Gear 5th is it's so overpowered. We saw what happened against Kaido. I think Big Mom definitely needs a taste of some of that Gear 5th. I know it sounded wrong, but you guys definitely know what I mean. Click the end screen if you guys want to see my Kaido coming back video to understand the context of me making these videos. And honestly, I'm hyped, guys, so let's stay tuned to this amazing series.